The purpose of this video is to learn more about the connected model of integration. The connected model is one of the 10 models that are discussed in the textbook How to Integrate the Curricula by Robin Fogarty and Brian M. Peet.
The visual symbol for this model is the opera glass. An opera glass helps viewers at the opera to focus on details and subtle interactions that are happening as the story unfolds. In using the connected model in your classroom, you are focusing in and highlighting the interactions between concepts, topics, or ideas in the discipline that you are teaching, so that students can see the connections and extend their previous knowledge further.
In the connected model, content is connected within each subject. The content can be connected in 3 different ways. It can be connected topic to topic. For example, in grade 6 science, the topic of air and aerodynamics can be connected to the topic of flight. It can also be connected concept to concept. For example, in grade 5 math, the concept of skip counting can be connected to the concept of multiplication. Thirdly, one year's work can be connected to the next. For example, last year in our EDES 340 class, we learned about UBD unit planning. This year in our EDES 440 class, we are continuing to learn about UBD unit planning, building off of what we have previously learned. We cannot just assume that students will make these connections on their own. As teachers, we need to make these connections explicitly for our students.
As teachers, we often form connections within a discipline by relating information learned in one topic to the new information being learned in another topic. For example, when teaching fractions, the principles of decimals are often applied to help students connect old information to new information, and thus provide a deeper understanding of the topic.
So what does this look like in your classroom? It's using the similarities between topics or units as organizers for students to explicitly see the connections. For example, when starting a unit on Canadian national parks in grade 5, a teacher who is employing the connected model may refer back to what students learned about Alberta's provincial parks in grade 4. By explicitly making this connection, the teacher has shown her students that these 2 topics are connected, allowing the students to extend their previous learning rather than learning a new topic from scratch. Using a tool like a similarities and differences chart for the 2 topics you are connecting is a great way to do this in your classroom.
What does it sound like? Teachers will do their part to explicitly make links between the topic and guide students into understanding those connections. These topics are within one subject, but can be separate topics within that subject. For example, in science, you might remind your students what they learned in Light and Shadows unit so that they can apply their knowledge to the current unit of light and optics.
Hey Jimmy, did you know that in our grade 4 class science program, wheels and levers is directly connected to building devices that move?
Yes, Sally. And also, light and shadows is connected to waste in our world, because dumpsters have shadows.
There are several advantages to using the connected model in your classroom. First, by explicitly making the connections between topics, students have an easier time seeing the big picture rather than seeing each topic as a separate thing to learn. The key concepts, or enduring understandings, can keep being revisited and developed over time for students to deepen their understanding of the idea. In using this model daily, as well as between topics, it's a great way to review with students and aid them in constructing their own learning. And last, when using this model, students build a solid foundation of knowledge that they can continue to build on and connect to as they continue learning in that subject.
In this model, teachers are not actually encouraged to work together. The idea behind this is to not stretch concepts and ideas across various disciplines, but instead to create connections by relating material within the same discipline to promote a deeper level of understanding among students. Because the connected model is so focused on making connections within one subject, there are not any cross-curricular connections developed using this model.
Here is an example of the framework for this model. You would start by putting the concept that you would consider the big rock in the center. From there, you can expand your ideas into topics, units, or smaller concepts. Here are some examples in math, science, and chemistry, straight from the reading. For math, the main idea is estimation. This model is showing that you can integrate estimation into other topics such as percentages and fractions. In science, the big rock idea is healthy decision making, and this topic can be woven into mental health and the ideas of relationships. Maximizing resources is the big idea in chemistry. However, it can be connected to chemical reactions and the rate of reactions.
Remember, when using the connected model of integration,
One subject is all you need.
Yeah, one is all you need.